Hey, it's Olga here from Degtyareva.com and Productivity for Scientists. And you're listening to this video because you registered for the lecture How to Start Writing, or you downloaded the recording. It happened live yesterday and we had so many questions that I've decided to record this separate video to answer the rest of them. And before I start answering those, I just wanted to say thank you to those of you who posted how much you enjoyed the lecture. I've read every comment. It really makes a difference to me. So thanks so much. All right, I'm going to be reading the question that you posted and I'm going to be offering you my coaching and my answers. All right, let's get started. So we start with a question from Nina from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I have a problem to focus on my thesis writing. I get easily distracted. How can I overcome this problem? The related question is also from Sumaira in Pakistan. I cannot write a single page till now, and the supervisor said to me 4 months back to write. My mind remains busy with random stuff. So the problem is here that when you sit down writing, you feel distracted. Your mind is everywhere else, but not with your writing. And probably everyone can relate to this. We all have that. And that is really certain techniques that I teach that really works. It's basically you develop your ability to focus better on your writing. And I just wanted to give you a couple of strategies where you can start for those of you who've been kind of trying to sit down and write and you keep getting distracted. So where we always start is that you want to have your writing ritual. This is a very particular specified time, as little as 45 minutes, or for some of you it would be 2 hours, where you sit down and there is no distractions, no interruptions, and it's just you and your project. So it's like the window is open on your computer. It's just you writing. There is no other like emails or Facebook or anything else going on. No phones, no, if you work from home, not getting up and doing the laundry or washing the dishes. It's just you and your project. It's like we do it with a timer, or you can just, the easiest thing would be to do it with a timer. Or just say, okay, I'm not getting up from my seat until this time over. And even first, you are not going to be as focused, but just to give yourself those boundaries will help a lot. And you want to have like a glass of water or a snack there so that you don't have to get up or do anything. So, okay, you don't have any other external distractions or interruptions. It's just you and your project. And still, we tend to be quite distracted because our mind wanders anywhere. So there are further techniques that can help you attain that focus. Is the clarity of what do you want to achieve within this 45 minutes or 2 hours, whatever is your writing ritual. And you just want to be very clear and specify, okay, I want to finish that figure 1, or write that 1 paragraph, or look up 3 papers and read them and make the notes. You want to be very concrete with what you want to achieve, and so that you can get up and okay, I've done this, this and that. And if your mind wanders to something else and gets distracted, for example, with some search for useful information, you just stop. Don't do this. Focus on the task. And there is a third component to this, is really to get some other techniques to help you focus on your project. And there are many that we cover with my private clients and in their online courses, but today it's really, I wanted to say, you want to some kind of a ritual or routine before you get started writing that will help you to focus your mind on it. And for some people, it's just doing some mechanical work, maybe tidying your desk or sorting laundry, something really mechanical. Just before that, like 5 or 15 minutes. For some people, it's meditation. It's like focusing on your breathing, and you can get some guided meditations, and that helps your mind to focus. And I can go on and on because it's my favorite topic. It's like we also work with your mindset, with your thoughts that get you away from your writing project. But maybe I'll cover some of theirs as well as I answer other questions. So let's just move on, and I hope that was helpful so far. Okay, there is a question, how to, no name to this, how to maintain our interest in writing after some time. And yeah, this is also going to be really, probably many of you can relate to this. How do we maintain our interest over a longer period of time, such as writing an extensive review or a PhD? And this is very difficult. So you would want to notice when you lose that interest, when you lose its motivation, when it gets really, really slow and hard, you want to take a break. You want to, schedule a vacation or schedule a weekend off. I talk to many PhD students or other researchers, and they never ever take a break on any vacation because they think that they should finish that first. So this is a really good strategy, because for many of us, disconnecting from our work will get a lot of creativity, creative juices flowing. And then there are other aspects where you can induce that motivation somehow. Is, for example, discussion with other people often brings like a new excitement. So, go to a conference, go to a meeting, discuss your topic, get new ideas on your perspective on your topic. So this is another example. Or maybe you want to schedule some kind of or create some kind of thing that you would be looking forward to. Maybe you want to, submit it to present at a conference or even at a group seminar, something that will just sprinkle a little bit more excitement. And also revisit your why. Why do you want to write it in the first place? And make that exciting. If it's not exciting anymore, make it more exciting. Is it going to make a difference in your career? And sometimes the answer will be, no, I don't need to do it anymore, or I don't want to do it anymore. You definitely want to check back with your original plan. All right. So next question is from Ansarev in Silver Spring, Maryland. How do you start writing when you don't know what you want to say yet? And by the way, welcome to the Start Writing and Get It Done course. So this person has already registered, so that's great. So how do you start writing when you don't know what you want to say? And I guess this is referring maybe to introduction or to discussion, because this is something where you really need to put your input, because there are some sections of your paper or of your thesis where it is really much, much more straightforward to start writing. And I think there was a question later, someone was asking what to start with, which is easy. And, there are sections that are much easier to start writing. For example, methods, because it's so straightforward. You just need to list what you've used. Or results can be much more straightforward. If you have all your figures ready, you can just start describing the results. But things such as introduction and discussion is much more difficult. And I just say, just start writing, write it badly, write it in a boring way, just listing the ideas, listing the facts, and before you know what to say. And that's really how you start writing. And then you just trust that on top of your structure and on top of your bullet points, you will know soon what to say. And also, talking to other people, just sharing those bullet points, sharing okay, this is my structure, this is my outline, this is my bullet points, will help you to get to know what you want to say there. And it's really a creative process. You just really need to start with some bad draft, with some bullet points, which is often totally neglected by scientists, because what I hear from others, often people just wait until they know in their head what to write, but that might not happen for a very, very long time. All right? So here is the two questions that are related. And one person is asking how to improve the skills for research article writing. And the other person, the name is Zahid Hamid from Haifa, asking what are the fundamentals of academic writing. And these are very good questions. And if I get them, I will always send people to this blog by Maria Luisa Aliotta, Academic Life, because she focuses there on fundamentals of academic writing, and she really gives very great resources and really good blog posts. So you want to search for Maria Luisa Aliotta Academic Life, and this is where you find all the answers to how to improve the skills for research article. There is actually a blog post where she suggests what you can improve your writing by reading, for example, which I totally agree, I totally support. All right. The question is from Noor Haniz Mod Noor from Malaysia. And apologies if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly. How do you do your defense proposal, and how long did it take to prepare it? All right. So again, it doesn't exist in all the universities, defense proposal. So I didn't really need to do that. And it's different in different universities. And if you have this kind of question, the best bet is just really inquire at your university. Go and ask, go to the graduate office secretary and ask them. So I would really encourage you, because this is also going to be a good start for you. You will know that maybe they will give you a format, how many pages, and ask around other students, how long did it take. So this is the best bet, because it's really different from one university to the other. All right. Okay. So the question is from Berkey in DR Congo. It's Democratic Republic of Congo, I think. I was brushing up on my geography yesterday because I got so many countries and towns from you. So hi, what is the best way to start on PhD writing? Writing scientific papers, or just start drafting the thesis? Is it possible to get, okay, so I'm only actually addressing this first part. So what is the best way to start on PhD writing scientific papers, or just drafting the thesis? Okay, so again, it could be different, for many people that I met, many scientists, they do research, wow, oh, just like a huge bird came up in our garden. It's sitting there. It's totally distracted me. Okay, so, sorry about this. Okay, so I talked already to many PhD students who did their research thesis by papers. So you publish several papers on different research projects, and then you write an introduction for all of them, and you put them together, and this is your thesis. Okay, some choose to do this, some can only do research thesis. And what happens for many PhD students that their supervisors don't encourage them to write papers. So they just do work. So they just do research projects. And then at the end, they are told, okay, write up the thesis. And then they are at the end of their PhD and they don't have any papers. I already seen this in so many, and myself, I didn't publish any during my PhD, but luckily I had already a couple of papers before my PhD for my master's. But this is a situation, and then you don't want to be in this situation, because when you're applying for postdocs or for future positions in academia, you want to have papers on your CV. So definitely there are, encouragement for you personally, for each of you, is to start writing the papers, even if you don't get encouragement from your boss, do the just really started writing, and then you can use this writing for your PhD if you're just doing thesis, or you can use those papers and then do the PhD like a thesis by papers. All right. So there is another question, Sylvester from Loughborough. I find choosing the right captivating words that can capture the attention of a reader in the first few lines difficult. What tips do you have for me? I like this question. And it is difficult, so it's not just you, it's probably everyone here will agree that finding the words that you put on the first paragraph of your paper to captivate readers is difficult. So here's something that I would advise for this. And first of all, write a bad draft. Absolutely write a bad draft that doesn't captivate anyone's attention and you think it's boring. So I find that the easiest way to go is to really write a bad draft so that you have it in front of you, so that you are not stuck with, in this writing block anymore, because you already have everything there. Also, it's boring. And then it's a separate adventure of finding those right words, and especially if you're writing for a high-profile journal. And I've written several papers for high-profile journal, and I remember how I was doing it. It was a lot by going to that particular journal and reading those papers as reading, and really seeing how people formulate. What do they say that it's really captivating? Because they made it already to that journal. So, underline these words, look them up, see what they mean. Because a lot of them, I didn't even know what they mean. And so I was learning in a way that language, because that language needs to be really exciting and not just like a boring academic language, right? So you want to have, do a lot of reading, and then go out there, like go in the nature, go for a walk and start talking about this, start talking to someone and explain it to them in an exciting way. And this is how you find the right words. All right. And the other thing I also did is to Google a lot about my material, because I used to work in the material science, and really see what's interesting about it. Was it used in some way exciting, just to really make that first paragraph exciting. All right. So I hope that's helpful. Okay, so we have a question from Karima in Algeria. I'm a PhD student of English literature from Algeria. My problem is that I did not start writing because I did not yet finish this step of reading. Reading seems to take too much time. So shall I start writing whatever comes to my mind, even if I did not finish reading? Absolutely. I would say absolutely start writing already now. And I would say to anything, if you ask me, should I finish this first and then start writing? Should I finish that first and then start writing? Like, for example, maybe you love work or like reading or anything else. I would just say don't wait for anything to finish. Start writing now. Because what you can do, and that's something I mentioned in the lecture, and you can already get clear on the format of the final piece and start feeling it in the format by things that you already maybe did before, or just even bullet points. Start putting it all down. And whatever you've been reading, the problem is that you will be forgetting it very soon. So even if you're reading, I would encourage you, for each paper, take notes, ask a question for each paper. Ask the same question. This is something I've learned from Ben Liberton in Literature Review HQ. Ask one particular question to every paper and make notes so that you have a very systematized way of looking at all your papers and already start putting down. And again, you can do it in a boring way first, and then later you can improve it and do it more exciting for people. So always break it down, put it down in a boring way, in a very formal way, and then start improving and writing a bit more elaborate. All right? So absolutely, start writing now. So here's a question from Lou in Luxembourg. Hello, I find myself a slow writer, and it is a major break for me to start writing. Actually, I choose every word carefully, changing several times my sentences, and at the end, many of them will be even modified by my co-authors. Do you have a trick to write faster? Thank you for your help. All right. Well, is already, the answer is already in your question. So you're saying that you are writing slow because you're changing every word, because you choosing every word carefully, because you're changing the sentence. So the trick to start writing faster is to basically let go of that constant choosing words, changing the sentences. So basically I would suggest, and it's very difficult for many, so if you find it difficult, it is difficult, but if you start embracing it, and you will be writing much faster, and this is exactly how I managed to produce so many things, is to start writing badly. Like, don't allow yourself change a sentence. Just don't. You wrote a sentence and you just move on to second sentence. And don't choose every word carefully. Just write a word that comes to your mind first. You write a paragraph badly, and then you walk away. And then you can come, and then maybe you can modify a couple of words and rearrange the sentences. This way you will start writing much faster. So it's embracing imperfectionism and allowing yourself to create a bad draft first. Okay. Ravi from Hyderabad, India, asking, during the talk, please explain a bit more details on why it is difficult to write discussion part in manuscript writing. Okay, so I think we touched on this before, and we said that there are some sections in the paper that are much easier to write, such as methods, results. I have very good techniques for you. Get all the figures ready first, and then do the figure captions, and then describe the figure in the text, and then connect those paragraphs. So this is a much faster way to do a result. But in discussion, you are required to make your own input. So you need to be creative to create a discussion. So this is why it's so different. And this is why the working on discussion is a physically different process. This is why with my clients, I say, get out in the nature and go for a walk, think about your project, and then the thoughts will start coming, and then you can start putting them on the paper. This is why it's so much more difficult. So I hope you like this explanation and you can use that. Okay. Lou from Luxembourg is asking another question. I usually begin writing my articles by the methodology. It's simpler than the results and then discussion, and I finish by the conclusions and introduction. Is it a good method, or should I write in a different order? You know what? It sounds perfect. This order is just excellent order. So just stick to it, and others can take it also on board, because you just outlined the usual, usually what would be easier. And that's what you want to do for you. You want to write what is easier first, so that you have more on your paper, so that you feel better about your work, that you have more already done, and then it's kind of gives you more motivation and momentum. That's the word I was looking for. It gives you momentum to continue. All right, so this is a very good sequence, so I'm just going to repeat it for everyone else. Start with methodology, then results, then discussion, and finish by conclusion and introduction. And if some of you feel that something else is more easier, by all means, just do it. And other criteria could be maybe some sections you have more control over. Like some sections you would be needing input from others, and this is holding you back. So if there are some sections that you have more control over, you can also write them first. Okay? So we're just moving on. Oh, this is the last question, and this is Sylvester from Loughborough. How do you deal with feeling low or down? You sleep well, but then you wake up feeling down, and yet you have a lot ahead of you. How do you deal with this? And I saved that question for the last because this is my favorite topic. I love helping people with this. I work a lot with a lot of scientists who feel like this. And this is because that I felt like this for many years of my life, and this is something I feel like I can help people with. And it doesn't make me upset or anything. So don't worry, if you want to share, if any of you want to share that with me, I'm here to help. And this is a very good question. How do you deal with feeling low? I mean, we all know that if you try to write when we feel like this, it's just so slow. It's really bad writing, or it's just, sometimes we can't even get any single word out of us. But on the other hand, we know that when we feel inspired, when we feel good, the writing just flows, right? And the problem is that many of us just wait until we feel like this. But really, you can start inducing this. You can start creating that inspiration. And it comes from you working on feeling better. You want to start focusing on feeling better. And I'm not saying, now go and jump from joy. There are many different emotions that are, we talk about, like depression and feeling really low, then anger, then disappointment, blame, and then feeling content, and then happy and joyful and love. And you just want to focus on feeling a little bit better. And something that I teach in my private practice, we work a lot on this. And, if any of you choose to join me for this Start Writing and Get It Done course that I'm just offering you, and it's another day for very low fee that I'm offering, this is what we're going to talk about in the Q&A sessions, if any of you want to bring it up. How do you start feeling a bit bad? And what I teach is that your feelings come from your thoughts. Your feelings don't come from the circumstances, but your feelings come from your thoughts. And that's what we work on. We work on recognizing what your thoughts are, what is bringing you down. And maybe what are you feeling right now is that I'm not good enough. I am, I need to do this first before I can feel that I'm deserving. I am, you blame yourself, why didn't I do it earlier, or whatever. No matter what I do, it's just not good enough. Why does it need to be so hard? What's wrong with me? Why I'm screwing up everything I do? So, and all these things, these kind of thoughts bring us down. They make us feel low. And this is where we start. We start by recognizing the thoughts, and we start by finding better feeling thoughts. And this is the process that I work with people. And the other thing you can just do right now is to really ask yourself, what makes you feel good? What makes you feel good? And you want to look for something that's sustainable and healthy. If you do something that makes you feel good now, but in the long term is not beneficial for your health, that's not going to be any good. But like little things, lots of little things make us feel good. We just ignore them and we don't even know what it is. So, ask yourself what it is and go and do them. Go and do them, feel better, and then go and do your writing. Okay? So yeah, this is my favorite topic, and I would love to, if anyone wants to touch upon this and join me for the Start Writing and Get It Done course. It's basically for another day. It's very low tuition fee, and I put the link to this course in the description of this video. I just want to make it 30 minutes, this video, so I'm going to speak for 1 more minute. And there were lots of comments wanting my free stuff, saying, are there the scholarships for your course? Why you're charging for this course? Well, I explained in my lecture why I'm charging for this course, but guys, I have a lot of free stuff. So if you go to my website, olgadegtyareva.com, and go to the top, there are free resources to download. If you download them, you will also receive every week a free strategy. And people shared with me that one and two and three, many people, so not just one, that they managed to write up this thesis just by following my videos when they felt really, really bad, but there was very difficult situation with the thesis. They managed to write it up, and so they told me. But if you want a structured way, you want to be a part of my class that I'm starting next week, you want to obviously join this paid course. But for the rest of you, there is lots of free resources. So definitely go to my website, download those free resources right on the top, and you will receive an inspiration and a strategy from me every week for free. All right. So hope it serves you. I really enjoyed doing this video for you. And if you ever have any more questions, email me, because that will give me inspiration for more videos that I do weekly. Bye for now. Bye. And hopefully to see some of you in my Start Writing and Get It Done course. Bye.